All right, the last tip for today is being way more aggressive against big stacks around the bubble. I sometimes, or not sometimes, very often I see mid stakes just being way too tight, freezing up. I just want to make it on the money. Well, there's still certain plays we can make in order to accumulate some chips, set us up in a better position. Again, here also making plays that generate a decent profit with a smart risk, with a smart investment, generating rewards that are the worst risking and not making some big puns where in the best case it's going to be slightly profitable. But we need to pay a little more attention to the stack sizes here. I would not recommend doing it when you are in a situation that you're going to be comfortably making to the money. But let's say you 3-bet or you make a move and you lose the 3-bet or you lose the pot, and it puts you in a position where you then suddenly have to worry about making it into the money at all. Let's take, for example, the situation, you have a bunch of 7 to 12 big blind stacks, you're getting closer to the bubble or you're on the stone bubble, and you have, let's say, 24, 20, 25 big blinds, whatever. And one of the big stakes open from later positions, they're going to be having like 9-8 off, Jack 7 off, King 5 off. Bunch of these hands are going to be opening 40, 50, 60, 70% hands or even more. And, you have 25 big blinds. And even against the 5 big blind sizing, we give ourselves an incredible price. I mean, I would probably still induce with aces, kings, queens. So we can definitely mix in some bluffs, attack these hands. I mean, what is he supposed to do with king 8 off? What is he supposed to do with jack 7 off? Especially if you don't have the crazy maniac image, it's really good to be very aggressive there with offsuited aces. You can even mix in some offsuited kings, suited king x hands. Just watch these YouTube replays. A lot of these big stacks are just way out of line, which is good because people are not playing back and they can just run over the table with a lot of open raises. But it's so easy to punish. And even if you lose the pot, you're down to 20 big blinds, 19, 18 big blinds. There's still a bunch of shorter stacks. It's totally fine. Like it doesn't change your situation, but you can accumulate a lot of chips in the long run, taking down like these 3-4 big blind pots, and you survive the bubble with 30, 32 big blinds instead of 17, 16 big blinds. So these are the spots that you should look out for. And even if you have, let's say, 15, 16 big blinds and you have a bunch of 3 or 4 big blind stacks, you can still 3-bet fold to 5 big blinds, 5.5 big blinds against the big stacks. You're still going to be making to the money. Of course, again, if it puts you in a situation where you suddenly become the shortest stack, or your gap to the shortest stack is only 1 big blind, and you really have to worry about making to the money, then you should really consider it and not do it, or at least only when you have a very strong read. So the likelihood of succeeding in this spot is very, very high, that that someone is very out of line and he's not going to be like 4-betting you very light or just jamming. Of course, I know also a lot of high stakes rec who do exactly that. If I have my king X hand, if I have my ace X hand, I go all in. Yada, nothing. Like I just go for it, and there's nothing they can do about it. So keep that in mind. And of course, this purpose of this video is to help you take your game further. If you want to study these spots, do it. But I think just understanding that there's some things where we can deviate from theory, and we also need to consider some concepts that even GTO poker or the chip EV ranges that we see that are based on GTO do not consider very important concepts, and will then, of course, improve our game by considering it. And if you don't do it, then you will constantly punt your stacks away or put yourself in margin spots that are not necessary. But once again, let me know what you want to see in the future. Happy to do more content around these concepts, and then see you guys at the tables. Good luck.